G'day, YouTube. Alright, I haven't found any other videos explaining this, but if you want to have a Boss Ns-2 plugged in via the 4-cable method, and you've got a looper pedal, like the Joyo PXL Live in my case, it can get very confusing on how to plug in the Ns-2. So while I remember, I want to quickly cover this. It took me bloody about an hour to figure this out. Of course, your pedals might vary, but I've got a very simple setup here, sort of. So in my case, guitar, input cable goes to the first pedal. So in my case, it's a polytune. And then on the output of the tuner, it goes straight into the input of the Ns-2. You want to go send the bottom jack into the input on the looper pedal. But if you want to run it in front of the amp and in the effects loop via the 4-cable method, you've got to do this. Okay, you've got to go from the top output, go straight into loop 2, and there's a reason for that. We'll get to that in a second. And in my case, I've got the overdrive pedal here in a separate loop. Send into the overdrive, output into the return. So that's all I've got for loop 1. Just the tuner, the noise suppressor, and the overdrive pedal. Then you want to send that to the front of your amp. So I haven't tidied up my cables yet. I was just playing around with it for an hour until I got the right setup. So loop 1 goes into the front of the amp. With me so far? You've got those pedals in front of the amp now. Now, from the effects loop, the yellow cable is send. Effects loop send. So that comes out and goes very messily into the return jack. And yeah, like I mentioned, the other side goes to the loop 2 in. So now we've got the signal from the noise suppressor accessible in loop 1 and loop 2, because we're sending it to loop 2. And then you can plug in whatever pedals you want, well, 4 pedals, to be in the effects loop. And in my case, it starts here, loop 2, L1, 2, 3, 4. I've got send into the back of the input, whatever pedal you're plugging in now, just put it, send into the input, and then output into the return. And same again as usual. Another send to another input of a pedal in the effects loop, and then return. Another send, I think that one is send into the input of the delay, output to return. And my 4th pedal, the boost, send, goes into the input of the boost, output, return. Okay, so the noise gate's gone through this loop as well. So then it's loop 2 out, and that goes into the back of your amp in the effects loop. The effects return. There you go, return. And now you have noise suppression in front and behind the amp. Let's try. That's the boost. That's working. Delay. Chorus. EQ. Edit low. I've only got one pedal on a stomp button. That's just the overdrive. It's already on. Not going to save nothing now, just to make sure it's all individualized. All good. I had the Ns-2 just in front of the amp recently, but it was still too noisy, so that's why I wanted to figure out this method. But now, beautiful. So yeah, couldn't find any other videos of someone showing how to do the 4-cable method with a looper pedal. Hopefully my babbling is easy enough to understand. Good luck, and kudos.